You aren't depressed, you simply lack purpose. If I were to take a bird and put it in a cage for years, people would call me an animal abuser because a bird's purpose isn't to sit in a cage, but to fly around and soar the skies. So it's the same with humans. If you trap yourself in a bubble or a cage and you lack purpose and meaning, then you're obviously going to become very sad and upset or even depressed. Now, what do I mean by purpose and meaning? Because it's obvious when a bird is born, its purpose is to fly. But when a human is born, it's pretty unclear what they're supposed to do with their lives. This is where you come in. You need to ask yourself, what do I really want to do with my life? What will I be happy and content and satisfied with doing for years upon years until the last of my days? Some people want to be artists, others musicians, doctors, engineers, actors, businessmen or businesswomen. I mean, the list goes on. But here's the thing though, because we live in a broken world, a lot of us don't have the luxury of doing what's truly meaningful to us. We end up doing work that we don't like, be surrounded by people we don't like. And if this goes on for years, I mean, who wouldn't become depressed, right? I mean, I remember back in my high school days, I used to really dislike all of the stuff they forced us to do. But I used to make music back in these days, and for me, it didn't matter how bad of a day I had at school, as long as I could go home, walk into the studio, and it didn't even have to be long. I mean, 30 minutes was enough for me, and it would completely make my day, and I would be so happy, so satisfied. And that's what I believe, that's what kept me from being depressed back in those days. So it's up to you to find your purpose, find your meaning, and do whatever you can to fulfill that purpose. Because a man or woman without purpose is just a dead man or a dead woman walking. And let's be honest, just me and you, scrolling on social media is only gonna make things worse. You scrolling on social media for hours every day isn't gonna help you find something meaningful and purposeful enough to do. Yes, scrolling on social media can be useful in a sense of scrolling for inspiration, but that inspiration is only useful if you put it into practice. I've scrolled on social media specifically for this purpose, to find inspiration, but I always made sure that I put this inspiration into practice. Because if you're just scrolling for hours aimlessly and mindlessly, trying to fill that void, that emptiness by overstimulating your brain with dopamine, you're just gonna end up worse than when you started. But what you can do is actually go out there in the real world and experience new things. And by doing that, who knows what bright ideas might come to you. Or you can just sit in a quiet room and speak to yourself. Ask yourself engaging questions like, what do I really enjoy doing? And then eventually, who knows, a bright idea might come to you. You might try it out, and boom, there you go, your purpose and meaning right in front of you. But the key word here is action. You need to make a change in order for things to start changing. And I know life is unpredictable. Sometimes specific circumstances won't allow you to exercise your purpose or your meaning, but the most important thing is at least try. Because as long as you try, who knows, a door might open and you might be surprised on what's on the other side. And remember, you only lose when you give up. So find your meaning, find your purpose, chase your dreams, and make it happen. This has been the Hillside Journal, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.